Our next speaker, and let's give a round of applause to Vasiliy.
Hey, hey. Yeah, that's me. Thank you for coming here, and I'm sorry for the delay again. It wasn't 20 minutes. So today I want to talk about the potential changes to Ethereum staking protocol. Somewhat arbitrarily selected among the ideas flying around IAPs and stuff like that, based on impact on staking and Lido, based on impact on protocol and on Lido protocol, and how much work would it be to incorporate this change, and on possibility to actually be implemented. So a lot of ideas that are floated around are not in this talk, only that one that seems to me like they're that guessed or important to talk about. My name is Vasiliy. I'm on research in Lido since a few weeks ago. I am a co-founder. Used to do a lot of test stuff, but now I'm mostly thinking very hard about things. So these are the things I'm thinking about, among others. The thing I want to talk about today is enshrined proposability separation, max effective balance bump, withdraw initiated exits, stake share soft limit, and tied staking ideas that are getting floated around. I actually had to rehash the presentation based on talks that were on LidoConnect the last 3 days. The atmosphere changed very hard these days, very fast. Life comes at you hard, so this might be a bit rough around the edges, but let's go on. This one, right? So the one that is probably one of the most important things to change, potentially change around Ethereum, is enshrined proposability separation. What is it? Basically, right now there is a separation between proposers, people who are combining transaction to block, and builders, proposals who are proposing a block for a consensus to be attested, and builders, people who combine transaction to block. That is done through a third-party software, not built-in protocol, MEV boost mostly, almost exclusively, which is an off-chain system based a lot on reputation and trust, that allows for auction for MEV and allows for stakers to earn MEV, and searchers, people who search for MEV also extract some value from it. So. But there is a desire to handle MEV in protocol for many purposes. One of the important purposes that would allow to burn or smooth MEV, so that basically ETH holders get in a way more income instead of just stakers, if you're talking about burning, or that you can reduce the smoothing effects of big stake and allow small stakers to be on the same footing as big stakers if you're talking about smoothing. It also has a very interesting effect in reducing the legal and ethical attack surface for block builders, which is also could be very good for decentralization as well. It's very hard thing to implement. Enshrining things are hard. MEV, basically, aware protocols are harder, and this is hard squared. The most popular option for now seems to be enshrining things like MEV boost. There are other options, but the open problems here is how to deal with reorgs. Right now, because of the reorgs, enshrining MEV is pretty scary thing because it can be like rollback for money, and that's like hard. That's why single slot finality is probably a blocker for this. And the other hard thing is censorship resistance, because if you get obligatory use of proposer auctions, then it means that like it's very hard to do censorship resistance based on decentralization of consensus layer. It doesn't matter how decentralized consensus layer because censorship is wholly in the control of the essentially builders. So the solution to this is probably inclusion lists. So like the way for consensus layer to actually include some transactions even if they don't fit into like the most expensive block or something. What's the impact and when it can be happen? Like not soon. It's very hard problem to crack. The impact is like if MEV rewards get burned, then rewards go down, which is like pretty very straightforward. The upside, and that's very significant upside, is that's the streamlined ethical and legal position for stakers and staking protocols and staking products in general. So it's basically instead of like coming after builders and stakers, etc., you can only come after Ethereum protocol, which is like pretty big and can fight back, right? So this is like a very nice change to like risk calculation for participants in staking. It would not require huge changes to Lido protocol, I think, because depending on the way it's implemented, of course, it's like very up in there. But it's less thing to worry about, and the probably hard part of work falls on like not operator management stuff. But like less work for MEV theft detection, which is like a thing right now, enables more risk in staking modules. Like actually decreases risk in stake model, enables more risky like bonds and stuff. And we will have to like think about policies around inclusion lists and stuff. Next one is max effective balance bump, which Mike was talking about on staking gathering like 3 days ago, right? It's a proposal that's based on the fact that right now the beacon chain and beacon state and P2P network consume resources based on number of validators. Validator is a process that has like 32 other and the key to sign the messages. And there are much more validators than there are entities in the staking consensus layer, right? And the actual need for resources is per entity. It could be per entity instead of per validator. So what if validator balance could be more than 32 ETH? It's got like a small corner of worms in it because like right now, naive change of just like bumping up the max effective balance means that it's for not operators to increase the max effective balance of like of the big validator buckets means increasing risk without personal upside, like entity upside. It's upside only for the network itself. So changing to slashing mechanism can change calculations here a bit. The other problem is that like if not operators have to consolidate existing validators via exits and entries, that's also losing rewards, and that party withdrawals are a thing here and would need a separate change to protocol to implement. I think this one is going to be soonish because like it's not controversial. Its only difficulties it has are like basically parameters change and like fairly straightforward change that like you need to code, but you don't need to think much about, I think. It would require some changes to Lido protocol, but not much. And it's a potential for to improve network health, like Ethereum network health, in exchange for extreme risk, like pretty slightly. So it's like nothing groundbreaking on like side of Lido protocol, but new models are enabled like and need to be done. New kind of withdrawal credentials and party withdrawal have to be implemented, and there will be huge changes to accounting oracles, to tooling, to data analytics. So like a lot of tooling will have to be re-implemented or like upgraded. So a decent amount of work. And on the not operator management side, it's mostly policies on consolidating, like also some work, but like not groundbreaking. Withdrawal and shaded exits. Right now, owner of validation key is the only one who can unstake. Like if you run a validator and withdrawal credentials are not controlled by you, the withdrawal, like the owner of the stake, the withdrawal validation credential controller is cannot say like, folks, please stop running the validator. Well, exactly, that's what they can change. Like, please do it. Please stop staking. I want to stop staking. And the node operator can say, no, I won't. I want to run this validator like for eternity. A measure of like taking as a hostage, right? So changing that would like get more rights to withdrawal credential controllers, allow for less trustful delegation. It's really good for staking protocols, including liquid staking protocols, and it's like somewhat complex change that require message bus from execution layer to consensus layer, of which we only have one right now, the deposit queue, and it's fairly complex to implement on protocol level. When not clear, I think there is a full-fledged EEP for this 7002, but it's like not championed, I think, right now. One way to move forward here is incorporated in MEB, max effective balance bump, because it's like one of the things that can be done at the same time, because like very similar things needs to be done in MEB to allow for party withdrawals. In terms of impact on Lido, that would allow to reduce risk of not operator misbehavior like a lot. And protocol changes would be like, I think, on lowish side, because like one thing that should be like done after that is an upgrade that would allow forceful withdrawal and shaded exits after withdrawal oracles like prove to be ineffective. And on the node operator management side, it would like decrease risk of delegation to node operators and allow for lower bond on for bonded model and community staking models. The one that is like most that gauged, I think, right now after this conference, that's like the first slides, is stake and share soft limit, which is changing the curve of rewards for Ethereum staking mechanism in a way to target the amount of stake like pretty low, 15–20% or so. That's what been talked about in staking gathering talks, and I think Isnomics as well, which I had to miss, so it's I'm not sure about that. So if staking share is targeted to a low percent of total Ether, like 15–20% or something like that, what can happen? Staking rewards after that limit can go to 0 or to negative amount, so like you pay to stay actually. It allows rough governance of Ethereum to tinker with staking mechanism more easily, because stakers are a minority in between all holders, and they don't have a lot of soft power to basically defend from changes that don't want to happen. and that means that like as the holders, as a like somewhat political force in rough governance, can impose the changes on staking protocol that stakers don't want to happen, and basically it allows to change staking mechanism. Staking goes peer-shaped. Presumably, there should be still enough security. I'm not like based on talks I've seen, and like I don't think that centralization and vertical integration vectors are analyzed or enough, or like maybe they're just being discarded. Like rewards going very low, which is probably would happen if targeting stake to like 15%, will allow only the largest node operators to operate at profit, which was push out the smaller operators, the many solo stakers, and would centralize the consensus layer very much. It's a pretty simple change to protocol, like not super hard, so it can be implemented fairly quickly. So when it happens, maybe not ever, might happen fast if there is consensus. There is like a sense of urgency for this in there, but like impact on Lido could be very significant, depending on mechanism, on like realization, etc., etc. Not on protocol side, because protocol side would like kind of probably remain the same. But if rewards go very low, then the budget Lido has for development and for node operators also goes low, and that means Lido cannot afford like a decentralized operator set. So basically, if like rewards go into 0.1%, like right now, for example, 38 operators are probably a bit too much for us, right? We cannot afford to pay all them. And like right now, we can afford to like explore the community stake and stuff like that. That's like fits in this budget. But like after that, if the rewards are low, like they don't. And one, I think that's the last one, right, that I want to talk about. It's start staking. The idea is to enshrine the de facto difference between node operators and delegators that exist in staking layer. Like most stakers are not running the nodes themselves. It's very transparent in case of Lido, for example, but it's actually the same for most of the stake that exists in the network. Most of the stake is run by not the same people who own the capital. Custodied either is run by like exchanges of node operators, the many funds and huge holders are using node operators to stake as well. So it would allow for a fully trustless rocket pool-like system, and like probably fully trustless rocket pool as well, because the idea is to have a bonded validator and the bond is like provided by the node operator, and it's on a lowish side, like 4S or something. And the rest of effective balance of the validator is provided a delegator who does not risk slashing or penalties. And they basically just vote for node operators they want to see in the on the consensus layer. It's a huge staking reduction on a huge risk reduction on staking layer for stakers. I still don't get what positive change for Ethereum the whole it's supposed to bring. Like I don't understand. Like stakers will get reduced risk. What does Ethereum gets? Like I don't get it. If it happens, it won't happen soon because like it's fairly significant change, and it's not like all that like developed. If it happens, it brings a risk reduction for Lido and for other staking products and protocols, and easier time to build bonded and community staking modules. It would require some protocol changes because like you now have two tiers of stake and like both has to be implemented in protocol. And the risk evaluation for node operator management also like will change. Risk will go down. As you see, like most of the materials that are cited here are like super recent. Talks by Ethereum Foundation researchers on the staking gathering and Economics conferences, and there is like now a bit outdated because like it was made I think 3 weeks ago. Reading list that Sasha has done on debate on staking that like with sources going back as far as like I think 2020. So thank you. That was all.